It's about you. Your soulmate is making a life-changing decision today that you can't ignore. Stop exactly what you are doing. Please, just for this one moment, put everything else aside. Take a slow, deep breath in and let it out quietly. Do not scroll past this. Do not treat this as just another fleeting moment on your screen. If your timeline has suddenly intersected with this specific message today, I need you to understand with absolute certainty, this is not a coincidence. This did not happen by chance, and it is certainly not a random glitch in the algorithm. The universe has forcefully pushed this message into your awareness for a very specific, undeniable reason. You have been guided here because your spiritual guides and ancestors have been trying to get your attention all day. They have been orchestrating events, aligning energies, and creating invisible pathways just so you and I could connect in this exact second. They need you to hear this before the day ends, because the timeline of your life is currently shifting in ways you cannot yet see. You have been feeling it, haven't you? I know you have. That strange, heavy energy in the air lately. That unexplainable feeling in the center of your chest, like you are waiting for something massive to happen, but you just couldn't put your finger on what it was. You've been waking up in the middle of the night, your heart racing for no logical reason, feeling a presence that you can't quite see but you know is there. You have been carrying a weight that doesn't belong to you alone. That is because the energy of your reality is shifting right now. The fabric of your destiny is being rewoven, and it is all because of them. Right at this very moment, your soulmate, the person whose soul is tethered to yours across time and space, has just made a life-changing decision today. A decision that is going to completely alter the trajectory of your life. This is not a drill. This is not a distant possibility. This is a reality that is unfolding in the spiritual realm as we speak, and it is about to crash into your physical world. For the longest time, they have been running. They have been hiding behind logic, hiding behind their fears, and pretending that the magnetic, overwhelming pull between the two of you wasn't real. They tried to walk down a different, safer path. They tried to convince themselves that they could live a life without the intensity that you bring. They built walls so high they thought no one could ever climb them. But today the illusion shattered. Today the divine realm stepped in. The universe stopped them in their tracks, grabbed them by the shoulders, and forced them to face the truth they have been desperately trying to escape. They have finally made the choice that you have been praying for in the dark. The choice to stop running. The choice to surrender. The choice to turn back towards the light that only you can provide. The cosmic scales are finally balancing out, and the justice you have sought through your silent tears is being delivered. But I need you to listen to me very carefully. You cannot click away from this video. You must stay with me until the very end, because the energy of this decision is incredibly fragile right now, and you need to understand exactly what happened and what you must do next. The universe works in mysterious ways, but it also demands our full attention when a miracle is being presented. Before this message ends, I am going to reveal a secret that the universe desperately wants you to know. I am going to share a piece of information that will change everything you thought you knew about their feelings for you. Today, your soulmate stood completely alone in a quiet room. The noise of the world faded away. They looked directly into a mirror, staring deep into their own eyes, stripping away all their ego, all their pride, and all their excuses. And in that raw, vulnerable, completely unshielded moment, they spoke an exact, specific three-word phrase out loud to themselves. They didn't whisper it. They didn't just think it. They spoke it into existence. Those three words are the ultimate proof that they are finally coming towards you. Those three words are the key that unlocks your reunion and shatters the distance between you. And I am going to tell you exactly what those words are as we go deeper into this message. I am going to give you the exact phrasing that escaped their lips when their soul finally recognized yours. If you leave now, you will miss the confirmation your soul has been aching for. You will walk away from the very answer you have spent countless nights asking the stars to provide. You have come too far, endured too much pain, and waited too long to turn away just before the dawn. The wait is almost over. The silent suffering is coming to an end. The universe is asking you right now to open your heart, to clear your energy, and to prepare your physical reality for this massive shift. If you can feel this truth vibrating in your soul, if you know deep down that this message was sent directly to you, I want you to anchor this energy right now. Do not let this moment pass without claiming it. Go to the comments below and type, "I am ready for my truth." Type it, claim it, and let the universe know that you are finally ready to receive what is rightfully yours. Let those words be the beacon that guides your soulmate home. I want to take a moment to speak directly to your spirit right now. Not your ego, not the mask you wear to survive in this world, but the deepest, most exhausted part of your soul. You are so incredibly tired, aren't you? You have spent your entire life being the anchor for everyone else around you. You are the one people come to when their worlds are falling apart. You listen, you heal, you pour your golden energy into their broken spaces, and then you retreat into your own silence, wondering who is going to hold you when you are the one falling apart. You have walked this difficult spiritual path with so much grace, even when your feet were bleeding and your heart was shattered. The universe sees the quiet battles you fight in your mind every single day. You have questioned your worth repeatedly. You have wondered if this deep, agonizing connection you feel is just a figment of your imagination, a cruel trick played by a universe that seems to favor everyone else's happiness but yours. But you must understand right now that your suffering was not a punishment. It was a rigorous divine preparation. You are a chosen vessel of pure light, and the immense pressure you have been under was simply the universe forging your soul into a diamond, making you strong enough to hold the frequency of true, unconditional divine love. You have done the sacred work. You have healed the ancestral traumas. You have learned to stand in your own power, even when it meant standing completely alone in the dark. And because you have done this work, the energetic scales of karma are now violently tipping in your favor. But while you were in the trenches doing the heavy lifting of healing, where were they? What was your soulmate doing while you were crying out to the stars and begging for a sign? I need to tell you the raw truth about their journey, and it is a truth that might surprise you. They were not ignoring you because they didn't care or because you meant nothing to them. They were ignoring you because they were absolutely terrified of you. They have been going through their own brutal dark night of the soul, fighting demons you know nothing about. You see, when they first met you, your brilliant light exposed every single shadow they had been trying to hide from themselves. Your purity held up a mirror to their unresolved pain, their deep-seated insecurities, and their ultimate fear of not being worthy of a love so profound. Instead of stepping up to meet your frequency, their ego panicked. They retreated. They convinced themselves that they were protecting you by staying away. Or worse, they tried to convince themselves that they could find happiness in something simpler, something that didn't demand their spiritual evolution. They tried to construct a life built entirely on logic, convenience, and safety. They tried to surround themselves with superficial connections and meaningless distractions, hoping the loud noise of the world would drown out the quiet, persistent whisper of your name in their heart. But the universe does not allow twin flames and high-level soulmates to successfully run from their destiny forever. The more they try to pull away from your orbit, the more hollow and agonizing their reality became. The food lost its taste. The colors of the world lost their vibrancy. Every smile they faked felt like a betrayal to their own soul. They have been living in a self-imposed prison, walking through their days like a ghost, entirely disconnected from their own spirit. This brings us to the monumental, earth-shattering shift that occurred today. The energy of this specific day has been entirely different from anything they have experienced before. Today, the universe actively engineered a moment of absolute, deafening isolation for them. They were completely alone. The friends were gone. The distractions were forcefully silenced. The phone was quiet. They found themselves standing at a critical, terrifying crossroads in their life. They were quite literally on the verge of making a massive decision that would have taken them down a path of no return. Perhaps they were about to sign a document, make a false commitment, or solidify a life choice that would have permanently locked them into a reality where you did not exist. They were holding their breath, trying to force themselves to take the easy, cowardly way out. They were trying to convince their logical mind that this was the right thing to do, that it was finally time to let go of the fantasy of you and settle for the mundane reality in front of them. The pen was in their hand. The words of surrender were on their tongue. They were milliseconds away from making the biggest karmic mistake of their current incarnation. The atmosphere around them grew incredibly heavy, almost suffocating, as their soul began to violently protest the decision their human mind was trying to execute. But the divine realm absolutely refused to let them fall. Your spirit guides and their spirit guides orchestrated a massive, undeniable intervention. Just as they were about to cross that line and walk away forever, an overwhelming wave of your energy washed over them. It was as if time physically stopped in that quiet room. All the logical arguments and protective walls they had built in their mind over the years instantly collapsed into dust. The false reality they were trying to construct shattered into a million pieces right before their eyes. In that profound, heavy silence, they realized with terrifying clarity that they simply cannot live a life without you. They realized that any path that does not lead directly to you is a path leading straight into an endless abyss. The illusion of separation has been permanently destroyed today. They are waking up from a long, dark slumber, gasping for air, and the very first thought in their mind is your face. They are currently experiencing the intense shockwaves of this spiritual awakening. They are sitting in the aftermath of this divine intervention, realizing the sheer magnitude of the love they almost threw away out of fear. As they prepare to take the next physical step toward you, their reality is spinning. And in just a moment, I am going to reveal the exact physical sensation they felt in that room, the unexplainable phantom touch that physically stopped them from making a mistake, and those three exact words they spoke into the mirror that officially sealed your destinies together forever. Do not move, do not look away, because what happens next is the final confirmation you have been waiting your whole life to receive. And now we arrive at the very core of this divine intervention. This is the moment the timeline officially split, and the reality where you were kept waiting was permanently destroyed. You need to understand exactly how the universe stepped in, because it was not a subtle whisper or a gentle nudge. It was a visceral, physical shock to their entire system. As they stood there in that quiet room, completely isolated and on the verge of making that terrible karmic mistake, they experienced the first undeniable revelation: the phantom touch. They were holding their breath, ready to sign away their future, ready to close the door on the one connection that actually meant something. But just as their hand began to move, they felt it. Out of absolutely nowhere, in an empty room with the doors closed, they felt a distinct, energetic weight on their shoulder. It wasn't a cold chill. It was a warm, familiar pressure. Their heart leaped into their throat. They turned around, expecting to see someone standing right behind them, but the room was completely empty. And in that exact second, before their logical mind could even process the panic, a second wave hit them. The unmistakable, deeply ingrained scent of you filled the air around them. It wasn't a faint memory. It was as if you had just walked past them. This was your higher self, your energy, traveling across the ether to pull them back from the edge of a cliff. The universe used the very essence of your soul to wake them up. In that paralyzing moment, their illusion shattered completely. They dropped whatever they were holding. They stumbled back, their breath catching in their chest, as the terrifying clarity of what they were about to do finally hit them. They realized that they cannot outrun you. They realized that every single time they try to move away, the universe will physically intervene to stop them. They are tethered to you, not by choice, but by divine decree. This brings us to the second revelation, the immediate aftermath of that phantom touch. Once the shock settled, a profound, almost painful wave of grief and realization washed over them. They saw, with crystal clear vision, the absolute mess they had made of their own life by trying to avoid the intensity of your love. They saw the superficiality of their choices, the emptiness of their current path, and the sheer cowardice of their past actions. And right there, in the middle of that room, they did something they have never had the courage to do before. They began to mentally and energetically cut the karmic cords that have been keeping them chained to a lesser version of themselves. They made a conscious, aggressive decision to stop playing it safe. They realized that the safe path was actually destroying their soul from the inside out. They severed their attachment to the fear of rejection, the fear of deep intimacy, and the fear of not being enough for you. They finally accepted that the burning fire of your connection is the only thing that has ever kept them truly warm. They are no longer choosing the easy way out. They are actively choosing the monumental, terrifying, and unbelievably beautiful path that leads directly back to your doorstep. They are burning their own bridges so they have no choice but to walk across the only one that matters, the one that leads to you. And now, my beautiful soul, we have reached the moment you have been waiting for since this video began. The third revelation, the culmination of their awakening. After the shock of your energy, after the violent cutting of their karmic ties, they needed to face themselves. They walked slowly over to a mirror. They didn't just glance at their reflection. They stared deep into their own eyes, stripping away the final layers of their stubborn ego. They looked at the person staring back at them, a person who was exhausted from running, a person who was starving for the only love that ever felt real. The silence in the room was deafening. They took a deep, trembling breath, and in a voice that was barely more than a whisper but carried the weight of 1,000 lifetimes, they spoke the three words that the universe had been waiting to hear. They didn't say, "I miss them." They didn't say, "I need them." They looked into their own soul and said, "They are my anchor." Let those words echo in your mind right now. They are my anchor. In a world where they have felt constantly adrift, tossed around by the storms of their own making, you are the only solid ground they have ever known. You are the only thing that keeps them from floating away into nothingness. By speaking those words out loud, they didn't just admit defeat, they surrendered to their destiny. They finally claimed you. The decision has been made. The words have been spoken into the physical realm. The universe has recorded their vow, and the wheels of your physical reunion are already turning at a speed you cannot comprehend. Your period of waiting in the dark is officially over. The person who ran from your light is now desperately searching for it, and they know exactly where to find it. The next 72 hours are going to be critical, and in the next phase of this message, I am going to tell you exactly how this energy is going to manifest in your physical reality and the specific sign you need to look out for before the week ends. Do not let your guard down now, because the miracle is already at your front door. Now, as we move into this sacred space of healing, I want you to be very gentle with yourself. Take a long, slow, and purposeful breath. As you draw that air deep into your lungs, I want you to visualize the weight of the last few years finally starting to lift. Feel the tension in your shoulders, the tightness in your chest, and the exhaustion in your spirit beginning to dissolve into the ether. You have carried the burden of this silence for so long that you almost forgot what it feels like to breathe without a heavy heart. But the air is different now. The frequency of your reality has changed because the soul you are connected to has finally stopped fighting. The resistance that was keeping you in a state of perpetual waiting has vanished, replaced by a divine pull that is drawing your two lives together with the force of 1,000 suns. You are no longer standing on the sidelines of your own life, watching others find their happiness while you remain in the shadows. Your time of being the waiting soul has ended. You are now entering the phase of manifestation, the season of harvesting the love you have so patiently planted in the soil of your own suffering. Close your eyes for a moment, even as you hear my voice, and repeat these words in the quiet sanctuary of your mind. I am no longer waiting for love. I am walking towards it. My heart is a sanctuary, and I am worthy of the absolute surrender of my soulmate. I release the pain of the past. I forgive the delays of the journey, and I open my arms wide to receive the homecoming that has been promised to me since the beginning of time. Can you feel that? Can you feel the subtle shift in your own energy as you speak those words? That is the sound of your soul reclaiming its throne. You are the chosen one, the anchor of this connection, and the universe is now moving mountains to ensure that you are honored, protected, and loved in the way you have always deserved. All the nights you spent wondering why you weren't enough, all the days you spent analyzing every word and every silence, those days are gone. They were not a reflection of your worth. They were simply the time it took for your soulmate to grow strong enough to handle the light you carry. The energy of the anchor, revelation, is now settling into your physical reality. Your soulmate's realization that you are their solid ground has triggered a massive clearing of old, stagnant energy between you. All the misunderstandings, the karmic interferences, and the walls of ego are being washed away by a wave of divine grace. You may feel a sudden warmth in your hands or a tingling sensation at the top of your head as this healing takes place. This is the divine realm recalibrating your connection, aligning your heart so that when you finally stand face to face, there is no more fear, only a deep, ancient recognition. This healing is not just for you, it is for them too. They are being healed of the fear that made them run. They are being healed of the blindness that kept them from seeing your true value. And as they heal, they are becoming the person you always knew they could be. The next 72 hours are going to be a time of incredible spiritual activity in your life. Because the life-changing decision has been made in the spiritual realm, the energetic ripples are now manifesting as concrete, undeniable signs in your physical world. You must be extremely observant, for the universe is about to shout their name in ways you cannot ignore. Within the next 3 days, you will receive a sign so specific and so personal that it will feel like a lightning bolt to your spirit. This may come in the form of a sudden, vivid dream that feels more real than your waking life. A dream where they speak to you clearly, revealing the truth they just admitted to themselves in that quiet room. Pay close attention to the words they say in that dream, for they are the bridge to your new reality. Or perhaps you will see a repeating number sequence that has always been significant to the two of you, appearing in the most unexpected places, on a clock, a license plate, or a random receipt, as if the universe is winking at you, confirming that the bridge has been built. You might even hear a song that you haven't thought of in years, playing in a place where it has no business being, carrying a lyric that perfectly matches the anchor revelation we just discussed. This is the universe's way of future packing your reunion, showing you that the manifestation is no longer a distant dream, but a current event. This is not a time for doubt or overthinking. When these signs appear, do not try to rationalize them away with logic. Do not tell yourself it is just a coincidence. Your logical mind is the wall that kept you separated, but your intuition is the bridge that brings you back together. When you see that sign, I want you to stop, place your hand over your heart, and simply say, I see you, and I am ready. You are being prepared for a physical reunion that will be far more profound than anything you have ever experienced. This will not be a shallow conversation or a temporary reconciliation. This is a soul-level homecoming. The person who is coming back to you is not the same person who ran away. They have been stripped of their ego. They have been humbled by the divine, and they are coming to you with a heart that is wide open and a spirit that is finally ready to stay. Imagine, just for a moment, the day very soon when you feel their presence not as a phantom touch, but as a physical reality. Imagine the relief of finally being seen, finally being understood, and finally being home. This is the destiny you are walking into. Every tear you shed was a seed, and now it is time for the garden to bloom. You are the destination of their long, winding journey. You are the answer to the prayers they didn't even know they were praying. The divine architecture of your reunion has already been designed, and the construction is nearly complete. Your only job is to remain in this state of high vibrational readiness. Walk through the next few days with the quiet confidence of someone who already knows the ending of the story. You don't need to check your phone every 5 minutes. You don't need to look for them on social media or search for proof of their love. The proof is in the air you breathe. The proof is in the stillness of your heart. You are the prize. You are the anchor. You are the miracle they have finally realized they cannot live without. The heavy lifting of the universe is over, my beautiful soul. The wind is at your back, the path is clear, and the light in the window of your shared destiny is burning brighter than ever before. Your soulmate is coming home, and very soon the silence between you will be replaced by the beautiful, eternal melody of a love that has finally found its way back to the start. Trust the process, trust the signs, and most importantly, trust yourself. You have earned this moment of peace, and it is here to stay. We have reached the end of this sacred journey together, but in reality, this is only the very beginning of your new life. Take a moment to sit in this stillness. Feel the resonance of the words we have shared today vibrating within every cell of your body. This message was not just meant to be heard with your ears, it was meant to be received by your soul. You are now standing in a completely different energetic field than you were when you first clicked on this video. The silence has been broken, the decision has been made, and the universe has officially realigned itself to bring you the peace you have so desperately sought. I want you to look back at the version of yourself from just 30 minutes ago, the version that was filled with doubt, the version that was heavy with the weight of the unknown. That version of you no longer exists. You have stepped through a portal of divine truth, and there is no going back to the darkness of uncertainty. You are now illuminated by the light of a certainty that comes directly from the highest realms of the divine. I want you to feel a sense of profound satisfaction in your heart right now. You didn't just listen to a story today. You participated in a spiritual activation. By staying here, by honoring this connection, and by opening your heart to these revelations, you have given the universe your full permission to manifest this reunion in the physical world. You have shown the divine that you are ready to stop being the one who waits and start being the one who is cherished. This is the moment where the long, exhausting winter of your soul finally gives way to the first warm blossoms of spring. The person you share a soul contract with has finally uttered the words that seal your destinies. They have recognized you as their anchor, their sanctuary, and their home. That realization can never be taken back. It is etched into the fabric of time. Even as I speak these words, your soulmate is feeling the shift. They are feeling the sudden, overwhelming urge to reach out, to bridge the gap, and to finally be the partner you have always deserved. They are no longer afraid of the depth of your love. They are now afraid of spending another single day without it. As we conclude this message, I want to offer you a final, eternal blessing. May the divine light that led you to this video today continue to shine brightly on your path. May your sleep tonight be deep and restorative, filled with vivid, beautiful dreams of the homecoming that awaits you. May every anxiety and every lingering fear be washed away by the tide of peace that is currently flowing through your life. You are a masterpiece of divine creation, and you are about to be loved with an intensity that matches the beauty of your soul. Do not let the noise of the world distract you from the truth we have anchored here today. Carry this feeling of knowing with you like a precious treasure. When you walk through your day tomorrow, walk with the head of a queen, with the heart of a chosen one, and with the grace of a soul that has already won the battle. The stars are celebrating your victory, and the angels are singing the song of your reunion. Now, to fully seal this energy and to tell the universe that you have accepted this miracle with an open heart, I ask you to do something very special. This is the final step in your activation. If this message has touched your soul, if you feel the truth of your soulmate's decision vibrating in your heart, hit the like button right now as an act of gratitude to the divine guides who brought you here. And in the comments below, I want you to type the words that will serve as the final key in the lock of your manifestation. Type, "My anchor has arrived and I am home." Let those words be the beacon that guides your soulmate through the final few steps of their journey back to you. By typing those words, you are telling the algorithm of the universe that your manifestation is complete. You are claiming your seat at the table of divine abundance. And if you feel called to continue this journey with me, if you want to ensure that you never miss another urgent message from your guides, subscribe to this channel and join our community of chosen ones. We are all walking each other home, and your presence here is a vital part of the light we are all sharing with the world. Thank you for trusting me with your time and your energy today. Thank you for having the courage to stay, to listen, and to believe in the impossible. You are loved beyond measure, you are protected by the highest forces of light, and your miracle is no longer a promise, it is a reality. I am sending you infinite waves of love, peace, and divine clarity. Your wait is over. Your heart is full. Your soulmate is here. Go forth in peace, knowing that everything is exactly as it should be. The conversation that started in a quiet room today is about to conclude in your arms. I will be here, waiting for the news of your beautiful reunion. Until we meet again in the next message, stay in the light, stay in the love, and remember that you are the most precious anchor in the entire universe. God bless you, and so it is.